2014 Dodge Ram 3500. I'm going to show you what to look for if your OBD2 port does not have power. So you plug something in there to read the codes, it doesn't power on. This one's already fixed, but everything's open under the hood there. I wanted to make a quick vid, throw it up there, maybe save a guy a couple minutes, point him in the right direction, because let's be honest, you're probably watching this and thinking about what you're going to do about your truck tomorrow morning. So here's what you got to do. OBD2 port doesn't have power. It's a symptom that you do not have power coming out of your TIPM. The good news is it's fairly easy to fix. The bad news is you're probably going to be fixing a couple more issues, or you probably already have a couple more issues popping up. You might chalk it up to being emissions components or whatever, but here is the problem. Okay, for some reason on these trucks, this blue one right here, okay, it gets the green under it. So you start seeing corrosion in the wires. You start seeing corrosion in the wires back there, and these wires just start falling off. The pins stay in there, the wires fall off. Fairly easy to get to. Here's how you do it. I'm just going to shove everything back in quick and dirty. These things sit recessed on these little pins. So there's one right here, two right there, 3 and 4. If you got big old grabbers like me, you can just get your hand around the whole thing and kind of push both pins in at the same time. Right there. Or if you're too powerful, you might rip one off like I did. I thought I had it pushed in and just kind of grabbed it up there, and the thing kind of came off, and it came off. Whatever, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that it is my fault. Your blue connector starts getting corrosion in there. I've already fixed this one. It is the most annoying thing ever. You're gonna have issues with your OBD2 port. You're gonna have communications issues with your they call it a dosing valve, or a basically your DEF module, the thing that controls your DEF system. You're going to have problems with it. It's going to pop up on your dash. At first, it's going to be intermittent. You're going to have a little bit of a pop up for a second, then go away. Then it'll pop up, 2 times one day. And then one day, it's just going to pop up and stay there. So, obviously, I didn't do anything about the OBD2 thing for a while because it didn't really affect me too much. But then once the limp mode stuff kicked in, I had to start working on it. So, what you got to do here is you take this thing off. Now I'm going to put it kind of back, right where it was, just to show you people. There you go. You press your button back here on these. Back here there's a button, okay? You'll feel it in there. You can feel me clicking it. You press the button with your middle finger, your pointer finger, doesn't matter, ring finger. Pull it back like that. It's probably going to be stiff coming out of there. If your truck hasn't just been recently serviced or whatever, it's going to be stiff coming out of there. Make sure that it comes out even. Make sure you're not skewing it over to one side like I am, right here. If you're trying to do that and it's coming out, it's just going to get tighter. So make sure that it evenly comes out on you. Okay? Next thing you do, get yourself a mini itsy bitsy little screwdriver. You stick it in that hole. You pry it up a little bit. You stick it in that hole. You pry it up a little bit. You stick it in that one, up a little bit, and this one up a little bit. Obviously this is going to come right out because I put half my tube of dielectric grease into this connector so that I don't have to come in here further. But basically, and then you kind of, it's tough to do this one-handed in the dark, but I do some of my best work one-handed in the dark. So here we go. Still recording, perfect. Kind of hard to hold this thing under my chin while I'm taking off a connector. I need to get a GoPro or something. But then I'll have to sit and upload the footage, and I can't just send it off my phone. You're getting what you're getting, okay? You're getting the knowledge. There you go. The thing comes right out. There's all your pins. You can see some residual, like a little bitty green there, a little bitty green there. Basically, every single pin, deep down inside there, you follow the pin. Like this one, if you were to release it, you take your screwdriver, you go down there. There's a little tab that holds it in. You can kind of, and you'll feel the tension on it. Right, you'll feel the tension. So what you do is, you pull it back with your screwdriver. You keep the tension on it. Oh, it fell off the thing. You pull it back, you keep the tension on it. And then with another screwdriver, you just push your pin right out. Okay? I would do this for you, but I already put all my picks away. But basically, you push it. You keep the tension. You can hear it there. Basically, it's a little latch that kind of, just like these guys here, right? So what you're doing is your screwdriver is kind of going like that, and then your pin sits over here. So you push your pin out. You just kind of right there. So these big ones have it over here, and you can kind of see every pin's facing in a way where you can get at it. So this one would be over here, right? That guy's over there. That guy's over there. Now, if they have sufficient enough, you can hear them. See the little guys too. The little guys, you can almost... Obviously, if I really wanted to, grab the wire from the other side and pull it. You're not going to be able to do that if your wire already fell off. But yeah, you pull it back, you press it in, you take it out, and then what you do is you put your little pin, your remnant of your pin, get yourself some helping hands off Amazon. It'll save your life. You put your little pin in there, you get a new piece of wire, solder the two together, inside the pin, solder it together, then you got yourself a piece of wire with the pin on it. At least this is what I did, you know. And then you take that, for example, see that blue one? All of them I used yellow shrink, but you see this wire right here goes purple, then it goes to its original color of white and orange. So the purple is the new wire. It's all in there. I cut off like a good centimeter of the existing wire to get rid of all the green in there. Soldered those two together. And I know there's going to be some smart ass in the car. You shouldn't solder wiring harnesses. They should be crimped. Listen, crimping is what got us into this in the first place, okay? I did it like this. It seems to be working. I've been soldering wiring harnesses since I've been working on cars. So you guys do whatever you want to do. But this is how I did it, and my truck is fixed. So once you're all done that, make sure all your pins are in place. You put this thing, you kind of make sure it goes in more or less even. Clickety-clack that all back into place. Make sure that that's pulled back. The other thing I would suggest when you're doing this job, if you've been listening to me ramble for the last 8 minutes, listen to this and listen to this very carefully. You pull your TIPM up. You take a picture. You take off your connector. You take a picture. Take pictures like this. Take pictures like that. You can put this thing down while you're working to give you more access, but take pictures of absolutely every single angle. You put it down, took a picture. Put it down the other way, took a picture. Because what's going to happen is you're going to first see one wire. You're going to fix it. You're going to fix another wire. And then you're going to go start putting it back in. And if you're unlucky like me, which you probably are because you own this Dodge, you're going to have another wire pop out in your hand. And then another one. And then another one. All in total, you know, you're going to be there for a bit. So take all those pictures. They're going to save your life. Before you put grease on everything, don't be like me. Before you put grease on everything, take all your wires and yank them. Make sure that each one is good. And don't be shy with them either. You should be able to take your wire. Like if it's in there, like this one here. It's in there. I'm putting force on this sucker. It's not coming out. You know? You should be able to take your wire and really yank it. Don't be shy with it. Okay? They like it rough. Take that wire, yank it. If it doesn't come out, you're good to go. If it comes out in your hand, consider yourself lucky because you don't have to search where that wire came from anymore. Because you know, I just pulled this out of this pin. And then you start working on that pin. Your pictures are going to save your life. Do it. Get it done. Save yourself the hassle because Lord knows what they're going to charge you at the dealership. They're not going to sit down and solder your wires for you. They're going to throw a whole harness at it, or a TIPM, or replace all your modules. Who even knows these days? But that's why we're on YouTube fixing our own stuff, because it pays to play. All right, guys, have fun, and don't be shy with the job. Get yourself a good soldering iron. I got this Heiko on Amazon. I'm recommending it to anybody and everybody. If you're soldering and it looks like crap and you hate soldering and you're always burning out your tips and everything else, the problem is not you, the problem is your equipment. It's not very often in your life that you say this. The problem is the equipment. Good soldering iron, good solder. Got a train going by here. Here's the solder that I recommend. Firepower. Part number 1423-1113. Known to the state of Cancer to cause California. Lead-free solder paste. Oatly number 5. That's what I used. Used one of these guys right here. If you're going to be buying one of these, make sure that your wires go all the way up to the really itty-bitty little tiny ones. The 18s, the 20s, the 22s gauge. There you go, that's what you need. Get it, got it, good.